Hey everyone, happy Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. Today I want to talk to you about how you can use gratitude as a game plan in your business, a game plan in your relationships, and just as a game plan in life. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Lynn Schrader. If you don't know me, I empower men and women to step outside of their comfort zone and begin living a life that they could have never imagined. I love to light a fire and a passion in people who are ready for a change. So, on with the video, talking about using gratitude as a game plan. Did you know that physiologically you cannot be grateful and be fearful or anxious at the same time? It's impossible to do that. Fear and anxiousness cannot commingle with a feeling of gratitude. It's like oil and water. They do not mix. So, having said that, you show me a grateful person, and I'm going to show you someone who is very even emotionally. Their emotions don't yo-yo up and down. A grateful person is going to be typically laid back. A grateful person is usually going to be pretty even keel because, like I just said, anxiousness and fear cannot commingle with an attitude or a state of being grateful. Now let's talk about the science, and that's true. That is a scientific truth, that physiologically you cannot be those two things. Now scientifically, what does gratitude do to us? It's good for our health, right? It is good for our mental health. It's great for our sleep habits. If we're fearful, anxious, we're not going to be sleeping. If we're grateful, we're going to be in a much better, relaxed state to sleep. It's going to help us in our relationships. Practical benefits are when I am grateful, I become the best version of myself. When I am in a state of gratitude or grateful, I am present. I'm very present. When I'm in a state of gratitude or gratefulness, I can take stock of the things around me and not numb out by how quickly the world is going. We also become in tune with our emotions and not so numb to what's going on around us. So let's talk about, though, using gratitude as a game plan. There's a buzzword. It's not really a buzzword, but certainly I hear it all the time. I use it in my own business. Perhaps you do too, but it's the word strategy. We strategize how we can market ourselves. We strategize how we can go global. We strategize how we can get more customers. We strategize how we can get more business partners. We strategize constantly. And another name for strategy, or another definition, would be a game plan. So, having said what I just said about you can't be fearful and anxious and grateful at the same time, can you imagine using gratitude as a game plan in life, for your business, for your relationships? When we are anxious, fearful about what's happening in our business, am I going to get that next promotion? Am I going to go on that next trip? Am I going to be chosen for that territory? Whatever it is, when we're constantly fearful about those things, that will displace our gratefulness. But can you imagine if you decided to work on your gratitude or be present, how that could help you not be anxious or fearful? Because remember, they can never co-mingle. So when you're anxious or fearful, that holds you back from activity. And what do most jobs need you to do? They need you to do activity. They need you to produce results. If you're paralyzed by fear, you're not producing results. However, if you're in a state of gratitude, and I don't mean touchy-feely, in a yoga pose gratitude, but when you are present, and I'm going to explain some ways to really get present and be grateful, but when you're in that state, it displaces those fears of, am I going to get that promotion? What's that person doing? And it forces you to put your blinders on and be grateful for what you have in front of you. Doesn't make you not be a good employee or business owner or whatever. Let's talk about that being grateful. Now, there is a habit of many of us. I mean, I've been watching the 30 days of Thanksgiving for Thanksgiving on social media, which is awesome. Or people that just say, I'm going to be grateful every day. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking minutes out of your day, more than just seconds, minutes, and thinking deeply about what you're grateful for. And it can go on throughout the day, many different times. Really being deeply thankful and appreciative of what you have around me. Now listen guys, I'm a work in progress, so I'm not doing this video to say that I've got this conquered. But I know when I take more than just I'm so grateful for my house, I'm grateful for this fireplace, I'm grateful for the food I eat, I'm grateful that I have kids, I'm grateful, whatever, that's wonderful. But when I can stop and really focus and dig down deep, why am I appreciative? That's when that true feeling of gratitude comes out. For instance, when you're meeting with friends, looking them in the eye and say, I so appreciate you for this reason. Or instead of just a blanket thank you. Why thank you? Again, I'm a work in progress. But here are some things that I am going to do. Now, most probably, you have heard of the gratitude journal, right? Well, I've determined, I just got this journal from a friend over the weekend, eating up the plastic on it, but I'm going to make a gratitude journal. And it's not going to be surface level gratitude. It's going to be a daily appreciation of what's going on and why. Only takes a few minutes, guys. Only takes a few minutes. The second thing that I'm going to do is, I am notorious. My kids, it drives them flipping crazy, but I have alarms set on my phone all the time, because I forget things. I have an alarm to call my dad. I have an alarm to whatever. But I am going to set gratitude alarms so that during the day I stop. If I'm driving, obviously I'm not stopping, but I stop and really take an attitude of gratitude or an attitude of appreciation and really dig deeper, not surface level. The other thing that my family does at Thanksgiving, I'm sure there's many forms of this, but we go around in a circle. We always say what we're thankful for. I think probably every family in America does that. I'm going to switch it up this year though and ask my family if we could call it something different, if we could call it an appreciation circle. And as we're going around, talk about what we appreciate about maybe somebody across the circle or somebody just present that day. So those are just a few things that I thought of, but mostly I wanted you to start thinking about gratitude as a game plan. It's just not a gratitude of attitude, it's a game plan for life, because this is a world that is so hamster wheel, juggling plates, just constantly going, meeting ourselves, coming and going. But remember, if we are grateful physiologically, you cannot be fearful and anxious and at your wit's end. So if we can make a game plan, and if we can really practice being in a state of gratitude, it's going to eliminate that anxiousness, that fear, and you're going to be a much better productive parent, spouse, friend, employee, employer, all of those things. So if you got any value out of this video, if you think you know somebody in your life that could so use this message, pass it on to them. Tag them in the comment section. I get these topics from things that have been laid on my heart or things that I've heard or listened to, and I'm just paying them forward and passing them on myself. So please forward this to anybody that you think could benefit, could get value out of it. Lastly, let me know what you're doing for Thanksgiving. I would love to know. I love social media for positive things. So if you want to comment, make a comment in the comment section below, where you're from, if you're watching on replay or live, and what are you excited about for this Thanksgiving break. I will tell you what I just did and I'm super excited about. I just started the process of making homemade rolls with the yeast and the flour and kneading, and I've got stuff in my rings, my fingers are dry. I had dough everywhere. At the time, I was talking to my mother who's been passed away. Mom, I wish you were here. I wish I could call you because this is not working. I had dough everywhere, and I'm suspecting that these rolls are gonna be really hard and flat, but I'm doing it. My mom would be really, really proud. So what are you doing today, or what you got planned for tomorrow or for this holiday? I'd love to hear what it is, so share with me. Have a great day, guys. Happy Thanksgiving from my home to yours.